Recording.
Okay, we'll start the Audit Finance Committee meeting. Let's get the chair's comments. And
Come on, John.
welcome to the new year. Isn't that exciting? We made it. First item on the agenda is the introduction of Jason. If you want to do the honors? I think, does everybody know Jason?
Well, obviously, Craig.
I know it, but Jason.
Yeah. And
Jeff Lord.
oh, okay, sure.
That's me.
Yeah. Hi. And then I know Tim. I know Andrew. I don't know Cheryl though.
Your resume's too long.
Cheryl Robinson.
Oh, okay. Well, Robinson. That's probably Jeremy has talked about your chamber meetings. And
Yeah.
things, so.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So we're putting two and two together. I have been asked to come in today, talk a little bit, briefly, about the simple IRA that plan that you put together for the employees at Otsego Now. What I'll do is just give a brief introduction, explanation of what a simple IRA plan is. And for the finance committee here, I think it's going to be very important to know what this impact will have on your budget. I just looked at your sheet here, your revenue briefly here for a few minutes. I don't think it's going to have a significant impact on your overall budget, but it's something that you're going to want to monitor as you go forward. And then leave a couple minutes for any questions that you may have. The what simple IRA stands for Savings Incentive Match Plan for Employees of Small Employers. It's designed for companies that have 100 employees or less, and it's a government monitored structure similar to a 401k. We've heard about those. Some of our nonprofits have 403bs, but given the way that it's designed, it's a very low cost entry place in the financial world for an organization to have a retirement plan for their employees. And that's important. So there are a couple different ways for a simple IRA to be designed for the employer. Okay? Even though it says a match plan, there are two ways for the employer to help the employees. The way that Otsego Now has decided to do this is what we call a 2% contribution into the retirement plan without any employees having to do a contribution on their own for their match. There is another side of the simple plan that can be designed to where it is. We're only going to, a company match, we're only going to give you some money. If you contribute, that is not the route that Otsego Now has chosen. So what does this mean? 2% of everyone's salary on top of what they already receive. It's not coming from their salary. What the organization has chosen to contribute to the employees will go to a retirement plan in the form of a simple IRA. The company that makes sense for you is Capital Group American Funds, and that was my recommendation. They make it very simple and they welcome very small plans. Not all companies will do that, and they make administration of that plan pretty smooth. I've been very happy in the past working with them on this simple platform. course, there's a few administrative things that have to be put in place. Megan and I are working on that, and then once that gets set, it will pretty much stay on autopilot. So what is the cost for the organization? I already said that 2%. So you can really calculate in your budget exactly what it is. You just add 2% onto your payroll, either put it onto your budget line or your benefits line, or maybe part of your payroll. But given, like I said, looking at your, I don't know, I guess your budget here, it's not, your payroll line doesn't seem to be a huge percentage of your overall budget. So I don't think you'll run into trouble funding this plan as an organization. Why I think this is a good move to stay competitive, we really do need to appreciate our employees in this world, especially in Otsego County. We want to keep and retain and hopefully attract as much talent as possible into our businesses and organizations. So I'm really applaud you all for, saying, hey, at least this is a nice gesture. Employees can contribute on their own if they choose to. They do not have to. I think that's an important piece of the puzzle as well. And those of you that know me, my office is right in Cooperstown, and I'm obviously here in Oneonta quite often. So it's very easy for me to do one-on-one meetings for people, and I think that's important as well, to try to make the most out of this benefit, and it is a benefit. So at this stage, I wanted to introduce the plan, let you know how it potentially impacts your budget, so that you can monitor it as it goes.
Pretty easy to do it for an employee that wants to contribute, say, a year or two from now through payroll deduction.
Yeah, so how the plan is structured, that any employee can decide to start, stop, change what they do on a monthly basis.
Just one question, because I've ran into this a number of times. Who monitors the amount? We know there are legal limits to what someone could contribute to NIRA. So who monitors that? Is American Fund going to, or are we going to monitor that?
Your payroll company should monitor that. And with most payroll companies,
American Funds will too.
American Funds will too, but having most checks and balances as possible. Your budget is on the calendar year?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how the plan is set. Government is set, tax, those limits also on the calendar year. So yes. Really, I think that's an important where the route you're going down is, what is our liability? Your liability really is if you are supposed to contribute that 2% and you don't. That's when there's trouble. But with 4 employees, payroll company, and it's pretty easy to monitor.
So that's something that, once you get worked through and get the plan set up, things like entering the plan, exiting the plan, changing the plan, is that done online? Or
I'm not sure.
if the employee wants to, they're not contributing today, 6 months from now, they want to contribute, they do this online?
Yeah, so our first step was, the other day I was here, we got everybody with their applications to build their accounts.
Okay. Yeah.
Then there's a process, it's, follow the paperwork. If someone wanted to contribute, change, start, stop, Megan has the form, and that gets submitted to the payroll company.
Okay, so it's not something done virtually, it's done, you gotta fill out. the
Eventually it
paperwork.
will, but the first thing is you
Just
to
curious,
sign,
okay.
sign off, and then, one check gets sent to American Funds, with a spreadsheet to
Mhm,
say,
mhm.
person A, you $50, $100, $1,000, whatever, and then it's tracked that way.
Great.
But the 2% is going to be,
It's automatic.
Okay.
automatic.
Pre-tax, I'm assuming.
For the, well,
Only for the employee.
no, for the employer, it'll be,
Yes,
pre-tax account. But, we have it set up so that, someone can do a Roth contribution if they want to.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Great.
Good question. Awesome, well,
Any other questions online?
Thank you for coming to our meeting.
yeah, absolutely, I do, but Megan, I'm gonna drop off, leave a couple of things on your.
Yeah, I have
on
some
your
stuff to
desk.
send you today, so if you wanna connect later.
Yeah, awesome,
See you.
good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Everybody
you.
online, so can we connect? Have a great day.
Okay, you
Oh,
You too.
What else? My cake. That's why I put the big red thing. Leave it all the time.
Okay, next item on our agenda is the review of the financials, so, those financials had, December, month-end numbers and year-to-date, and then a comparative, to what our adopted budget in our previous 2024 year end was. Did everybody get a chance to review?
Yeah.
And are there any questions or discussion items from the staff?
It's under miscellaneous. That's the land sales and et cetera. What are, pardon me?
The 4,000. Miscellaneous revenue,
Under revenue, yeah.
yeah, the 4,804.
Yeah, I mean, do we not have a better way to itemize that as far as just miscellaneous? Or does that include any and all land sales?
Yeah, that's why that year-to-date is 770,
Right,
because that's where I also put the business part. Yeah, I can change the title of it, but yes, that is both land
Right.
sales, yes.
Got it.
Any other questions? New and unfinished business? Is there any from the staff to attend to?
We do have a new accountant, Brittany. I met with her yesterday. That's why you don't have a P&L and a balance sheet. Jim is officially done. So
Brittany
moving,
Creed?
yes, correct. I'm sorry, Brittany Critty from Evermore Accounting. So moving forward, we will have a P&L and balance. She is working on reconciling December for me. So if I do get those reports, I will send them out so you have the full P&L.
Accountant bookkeeper.
She's an accountant.
She's accountant, but yeah, she's doing what Jim was doing, where she's reconciling the accounts and she's, so accountant maybe.
Because their accountants are.
Yeah, our auditors.
Yes, she has, she's worked with our auditor.
What?
She has some bookkeepers.
Just want to clarify that we're
Yeah,
two different things.
thank you.
Yep. Very much so.
Anything else for the good of the cause? No? Okay. I guess audit and finance is finished.
Quickly, the repair of Ioxus.
Yeah.
Is that in here somewhere?
I think it wasn't in this month, it was in, that, we paid that in November.
November?
Yeah, well, it was split. No, we didn't split it, it was, I think it was paid in November.
it was November.
Yeah.
Governance, next.
Yeah.
Who's
Andrew.
Who's up? Oh, Andrew.
Yep, yeah, Megan, we didn't have anything specific on the agenda, but there was one, right? So I don't think we had anything specific on the agenda, but one thing that I assume that we could just touch base on because it's related to the county board meeting yesterday is that we obviously have I assume everybody now knows that Tom Armeo has resigned from the board. And my understanding is his official resignation letter was recently received just I think on Monday by Ed Frazier. I talked to him about this yesterday. So anyway, I think usually with a resignation, it'd be a formality for us as a board of directors to vote to accept that resignation. So I asked Ed yesterday, it was on our board agenda to appoint Michelle Caton in place of in place of Tom Romeo. So I just asked Ed to pull that for 1 month. So that resolution his appointment, which then is voted on by the Otsego County Board of Representatives, that's going to be delayed to the February board meeting. So I just wanted for us at our official board meeting coming up, I think is it before, what is that date, Megan?
I think it's 22nd. Yes,
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah, so January 22nd. I wanted to just have the board officially, vote to accept that resignation from Tom, just so we're on record. And then I assume, we could, whether it's at the board meeting or right now, we don't have a quorum or any issue, for needing a quorum. But, I assume from a governance standpoint, we would just want to, acknowledge that Michelle Caton has been proposed as the nominated candidate for our board of directors and just maybe go on record, saying, that that's a nomination we support, so that can then just be formalized at the Otsego County Board meeting.
So Andrew, I guess I'll jump in here because I feel like this was not done at all in collaboration with us. And
Right.
I guess I'm a little concerned that there was no discussion in terms of the skills we're looking for.
Yes.
We haven't seen her resume to understand, like I couldn't support that without understanding what is she bringing to the board, and what alignment does it have with the skills that we're lacking. So this
I
one
agree.
felt very weird. I don't think we've
Yeah.
ever had this happen this way before.
I agree completely. I think this is out of the ordinary. In talking with Ed about it, I think part of the issue was that, I clearly communication disconnect. Tom has been talking with Ed for at least a month, so I think there's been conversations at that level that we, governance committee, you as chairman, that haven't necessarily made it, beyond that dialogue, so for the county board, we have the same request that that is a common sense request. We would like to see the resume for Michelle. So, I'm asking that question for Ed, to officially ask Michelle for a resume. Michelle obviously is right there in our offices, but I think, it's the chair's authority, obviously, to select a candidate. I think Ed, he assumed we were in the loop, and it's no fault, of the chairman, that the way I look at it. I think he didn't realize that Tom was only having this conversation with him.
Gotcha.
And so, I think that this is not, in any way the ideal way for this to work. And I agree completely. If we knew Tom was going to resign, we should have had a conversation about potential candidates, Michelle being one, that obviously her name was raised at some point, whether it was by Tom or by Ed. And, we should have had the opportunity to put other names forward. I think, trying to unwind that at this point probably is going to be difficult. I think that I think we should still have a conversation about it. And I don't know if you want to have that here or if you want to have it at the board meeting. I was thinking at the board meeting might be a better place.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Is there any way we can get her resume though ahead of time?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I will get that. Yep.
Okay.
And I will distribute that to the board.
And just to be clear, Tom's resignation was because he moved, and so his
Right.
residence is now currently outside of Otsego County, albeit by like a mile, but.
Right. Yeah. That's the other piece of this. I don't know that we as a board had that formal explanation, and we have not seen that formal resignation letter, emailed to all of us.
Yeah, they told us that. They said they can't take the exception.
Has Michelle already been informed?
Yeah, she
I-
is.
Yeah, and it was on the agenda, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually how I found out. It was on our agenda. So, yeah, I think, we should just kind of make the best of the situation, do what we can. But I think that
I would make, if we need to make a recommendation to accept Tom's letter of resignation at the direction of legal counsel because of the interpretation of his move, right?
Yes, because.
Then I would say, okay, we accept that, but I said, until we get the information, I don't think we can recommend anybody, right?
Right. Yeah.
The board
And yeah, absolutely. And we don't have quorum, I think at this moment to take any action. I think it's best to push this to the board meeting.
Okay.
So that's governance, agenda for today.
And then because Tom has resigned, we do not have a chair for our projects. Dave, since you're in person, do you want to just run this?
Sure.
Thank you.
Forego the chair's comments, and move right into review project trackers. Jody, Terrell, any on rail yards?
So Sterling Environmental has started procedures to do our SWPP. They reached out to Julie and I yesterday to get their wetland delineation to complete that, so they should have something for us by February. Mid-February.
When you say they have something for us, is that going to be the plan? That going to be a bid document?
I think it's gonna be the plan.
Okay,
So I'm pretty sure, the bid document is included in the contract, in the contract we have for them. So
okay, so,
I would imagine that will be coming shortly after or at the same time.
okay, so we have an opportunity, we think, to go out to bid in February? Is that what-
Hopefully.
Yeah, because again, excavators are, they're lining up work. They're probably already lined up some work. So they're trying to line up work way ahead if they can. And I hope because we missed out last year, hope we don't miss out this year and getting bids out in times that they can actually bid on and do something,
That's what I have for those. If you want to talk about this.
John Hammer and Mike Hammer are working on a proposal to submit to us for providing new electric from the city of Binghamton lines down to the Oneonta Business Park. We should have that at the end of this month.
Not the real good business part.
No, actually, it would be through the rail yards.
Okay,
And there was discussion that it would also tie into the Oneonta Business Park and to the rail yards, but it was primarily to get better electric capacity to Oneonta.
From Binghamton.
Yes.
what would our role be in that financially? If anything?
Well, right now, there are 2 grant programs out there, Empire State Development, that would provide, I think, up to $3 million.
Yeah, depending on the lot size for the project.
Is this the grant that would not allow it to be used for a data center?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's, my question is, who pays for that enhanced infrastructure?
It's primarily the state of New York for any projects that involve 60 acres and 40 acres.
And what's nice at stake in that, other than making money off selling electricity? Zero?
I believe so. Otherwise, they would have to go through a rate hike, which is real contentious right now.
Okay.
So a lot more to come on that proposal, right?
Yeah.
Tim, you have any thoughts on that at all?
To tell you the truth, I can't really hear you guys very well.
Oh, sorry.
No. I don't have any other thoughts.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, as much as we may hate the idea that we're giving NYSEG more profits, I mean, ultimately, they're not going to take action, so they're not going to own any of this,
Yeah.
right?
I get it.
Yeah, Tim, you're not running a line from
Yeah.
down to rail yards for us?
You know, it's been done. Delaware County Electric Cooperative ran well, they didn't run a physical line, but they set up a remote location when they subsidized Amphenol's move just outside of the village of Sydney. So it's doable, but we're not running around looking for the opportunity because it's not much. It's not a great opportunity.
Richfield Springs?
Richfield Springs, we did file an appeal with EDA. Their legal counsel is reviewing that right now. They contacted me yesterday regarding they wanted additional information. Which we sent them. And we're just waiting to hear from them whether they're going to approve our gas line.
Whether they're going for paying us, reimbursing us, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
See, and it's awkward because the Philadelphia Regional Office already approved the first reimbursement for the gas line. And it's the Seattle office that's giving us a hardship on reimbursing us for the gas line. So I'm not sure how the two different regions.
This is the same stuff we talked about 3 months ago.
Yep.
Yeah, but we actually got confirmation that they are reviewing our appeal. Construction has ceased for the moment. It's expected to resume, according to some predictions, next month when the weather is nice.
We had a hard December. I'm going to say we're going to have an easy January through March.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me go back just to refresh my memory, because the first line here says EDA regional administrators reviewing our appeal of gas. An appeal would mean that somebody said no.
Yes, they originally said no to us.
Seattle.
Right.
Is this what you're talking about, the Seattle office?
Yes,
We filed an appeal and they're now reviewing the appeal.
yes.
Okay.
And like I said, we just got confirmation 2 days ago that they are actually reviewing our appeal.
Okay. So if the appeal is, if we lose the appeal, what's at stake? What's the amount?
$380,000.
As long as we don't have to give back something,
Thank you.
is there ever a chance of that? I mean,
They've reimbursed us 70% of it, so it's like $240,000. In theory, we'd have to give back.
Oh, so what you're, to answer Jeff's question, the total cost is 380, and if we lose the appeal and they require that we give it back, then we're subject to the entire 380.
What the project engineer has indicated is that if we lose the appeal, he's going to try to figure out other costs that we could charge, like my salary to the grant. and reimburse us on that. So it's somewhat of an open question whether we're gonna have to give any money back right now.
But what are the numbers as we know them today?
What have we been paid out of the 380 that we expected to get? That's the question, I think. That's,
Well, the 380, they gave us 70%. That's why he mentioned the 240.
okay, that's.
So I think worst case scenario,
If we had to give everything back, and we didn't get anything, it would be 380. Is that it? We would give 240 back and we wouldn't get the balance.
right,
Okay, that's the question.
266,
Okay, got it.
70% of that we've been reimbursed.
Are we holding up a project in that place because of it?
No,
No.
Work's already been done. Correct?
That's not what I said. Are we
He's
holding
talking
up a
about
project?
holding up a project like Andela.
no,
Right.
no, we've already paid that amount. Nice.
Yeah.
They run the gas line.
So the project's gonna be another.
Okay,
So
good.
just keep it going.
Mhm.
Can you explain what the conduit change order is?
What it is that they have to put in a conduit for the electric line to run it under the road.
Okay, so is the line going aerial or?
It's going aerial until it gets to the business park, then it has to go under the driveway.
Okay. And so that's just that distance that we're putting up underground?
And we didn't know that. The bid didn't include going into the road.
It did, it's part of the bid, but he's asking for the details from the contractor as to what the itemized cost is for that.
Why do we have to go under the road? That's what I don't understand. It's going on poles to the side of the park, right?
Right.
Extended. Why can't we go into the park and, we have to go underground? We're saying.
Did they already do it?
It's a change order.
I don't know the answer to that.
What's the cost difference between going through the air and under the ground over a roadway?
The underground is much more expensive, obviously. But impossible to estimate
Yeah,
even.
definitely more expensive though.
Yeah, I need detail on how many feet. And, yeah, it's just no way I can contribute to that.
Yeah. My question, who said we have to go in? Whose decision was that?
I think it was Andela's decision
It was on Dallas?
in order for her to want to purchase the lots from what I remember, she wanted it underground.
All right, so we basically, we don't have the cost yet. Run underground. So are we gonna have a cost that's been going underground and going aerial?
My understanding is NICEAG was going to run it aerial into the site. And then the conduit would run it underground to hole on the site.
So it sounds like we need to do a little bit more digging and researching and understanding why we're running underground. Do we need to run underground? Do we have options if we don't have options? If we do have options, we need a comparison with a change order. So what would be the cost to do it aerial? What would be the cost to do it underground? And then ultimately we can make a decision. I guess the question is if it is in the purchase agreement itself for Andela to buy the land. I feel like that's a term that was never brought to light from our perspective. So I guess a few balls in the air to iron out. Was it in the purchase agreement at all to require us to do that? If not, do we still have options and do we need a price comparison to make that decision?
Right, and what I've told Andela is that we're just paying for the overhead lines, and if she wants to have the difference, that she would pay for that.
Yep, that's fine. So I guess, again, that's gonna be contracts and agreements though to make that happen. So to Craig's point, we don't want to hold up work. So I think we need to have all our ducks in a row and understanding what that's going to look like and how we're going to execute on that difference.
I'm confused. She would be paying for it to go under the road?
The difference.
Yeah.
she would pay the difference between what it costs to go aerial and going to the road. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's different,
Well, it's not contracted yet,
right?
right? We gotta, to Cheryl's point, you gotta get all the numbers and look at everything. Yeah.
Well, the point is, we don't bear that cost, she does. Okay, anything else on Richfield Springs?
Well, I'm sorry, Trell. I want just bigger picture on Richfield Springs. I don't want to have us lose sight of, we talked about some kind of ribbon cutting. Is that on the radar? I just want to make sure that we don't lose track of that.
When it's done, we'll have that.
Vicky heard you.
Yeah. Say it.
Jody said when it's done,
Okay.
just now, if you didn't hear.
No, I got it. I got it.
Oh, I was just gonna mention how I am meeting with a rep who works with MWBs, so we can get some to clear the lots 1 and 2 and to do the SWPP on those 2 lots to cover our requirements for the state.
Richfield Springs sells lots. Okay. These are the lots that Dell wants to purchase.
Yes,
Okay.
she's already paid the cost to have a total survey of that. That's all I have.
Any newer unfinished business? I think we've concluded projects.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, guys.